I'm Dr. Lydia Ross. I'm an assistant professor for the Division of Educational Leadership and Innovation in the Mary Lou Fulton Teachers College at Arizona State University. In my research, I serve as a methodologist and evaluator on a variety of research projects spanning K-12 and higher education. To expand a little bit more on that, I specialize in quantitative research methods and mixed methods research design. So I often join teams to serve as a methodologist, specializing in how to conduct research and get the answers to the questions that they need. And this often includes an equity or access lens. So I bring that to the forefront of my work. These projects span three main threads. The first is looking at how students access educational opportunities and systems. Next, I look at student experiences within these educational systems and programs. And then lastly, I examine professional development programs that we foster for people who facilitate these experiences. So looking at teachers or high school counselors or other people facilitating opportunities for students. And across all three of these research areas, my research tends to focus mostly on STEM. During my undergraduate career, so when I was getting my undergraduate degree, I also worked at a university part-time while pursuing my degree. And it was while I was working at this university that really made me realize how much I enjoy universities and higher education and just education as a context or a setting that shares education broadly with people. And being able to work at a university and help facilitate educational experiences and growth for students was really powerful. And it was through my work there that made me want to study education and figure out answers to pressing problems of the day. And most importantly for me, at the forefront of this motivation was student access. So how do students come to access educational opportunities and how do they access higher education? And it was that really fostered my interest in pursuing education as a career. And throughout my career and in my graduate studies, I had the good fortune of getting to join a couple of large teams that were very interdisciplinary, where I really got to hone my skills as a methodologist and really help them figure out what are the questions you're trying to answer to improve student education. And I was able to jump in and help them figure out the answers to those questions. And so throughout my work, as I continued to join teams and think about the different methods that we need to get their answers, it always is coming back to this idea of how can we improve students accessing education, and once they're accessing education, how can we improve their experiences within it. What I look forward to most in my work is working with a variety of people. So as a methodologist and evaluator, I get to join teams that are always changing. So it might be researchers at different universities or in different colleges at Arizona State University, people who are in different disciplines. There might be different populations that we're looking at and different questions that we're trying to answer. So because of that, it's always different, and there's a lot of variety that keeps it really interesting for me to learn about all of these different places and people that we're trying to help improve these programs for. And so I enjoy the variety and ever-changing nature of my work. What excites me about my research is coming up with different research designs. So I really enjoy taking a particular phenomena, context, program, or problem, and then looking at it and figuring out what we're trying to get at. So coming up with what are the research questions, what are the best methods that we can implement? So how can we collect different types of data to get the answers to those questions, and then going through the data analysis and then dissemination of those results. And so for me, really getting to dig into all of these different contexts, programs, problems, or policies that I'm examining and figuring out the best research design is what I enjoy and is what keeps things interesting for me as I'm conducting research across all of these different teams. We've made great strides and changes and innovations in education research over the past few decades. And looking a decade or two from now, I think we'll see even more innovative research methods and research techniques that we can use. So I think in the future, it will be even more interdisciplinary, require more innovative and thoughtful approaches to getting these answers, probably including mixed methods designs to elicit lots of different types of data from whatever context context that we are looking at. And I think bringing in interdisciplinary teams are really important. Disciplines have, their own traditions and ideas that they all bring to the center. So as we bring people from all of these different disciplines into education research further, that can help expand our understandings and ideas of these different problems that we're looking at. Also, I think bringing in research methods from other disciplines can be really valuable. So I think continuing to expand on using information from geography, such as geographically weighted regression, to bring a geographic component to our analysis, using ethnographic decision tree models to understand how students and educational actors are making choices, or continuing to expand the use of critical quantitative research methods will be valuable as well. Knowing how to study and get answers about education programs or phenomena is really important. I think we have all of these different educational actors or people implementing programs or policies, and that's really important as we continue to foster education for students across all levels. But it's also important to know what's happening when we implement these programs and policies. So we need to be able to answer important questions, such as, did it improve student learning? Did it expand or hinder student access? What were the experiences of the students or people participating in this program? And so I think being able to have the tools to look at these different programs or policies in education is critical, so we can get the important answers about what happened, why it worked, maybe why it didn't work, and then we can use that information to change and innovate and keep improving. So being able to get these answers about what happens in education programs is important, and then being able to share that information out with practitioners in classrooms or in education settings, with policymakers and other important educational actors is really important, so we can keep innovating and fostering change through education.